Hey traders, welcome back. It's Wednesday, January 28th. What a day on Wall Street. Markets just wrapped up a historic session as the S&P 500 crossed 7,000 for the first time ever before pulling back. And traders digested the Fed decision and massive corporate news, including Amazon's shocking 16,000 person layoff announcement. Meanwhile, gold is absolutely soaring to fresh record highs above $5,300 an ounce. The S&P 500 made history today, briefly trading above the 7,000 milestone for the first time ever before settling slightly lower. The Nasdaq climbed about 0.2% as semiconductor stocks rallied hard. The Dow finished essentially flat as gains and losses balanced out. So everybody was waiting for the Fed decision today. And as expected, the Fed did hold interest rates steady at 3.5% to 3.75% in a 10-2 vote, with Governors Chris Waller and Stephen Miran dissenting in favor of a 25 basis point cut. Jerome Powell maintained that the Fed's inflation credibility remains intact despite surging precious metals prices. Markets are still pricing in 2 quarter-point cuts by year's end. Chip stocks absolutely exploded today. Texas Instruments soared 8% after crushing Q1 guidance expectations, with revenue projected at $4.32 to $4.68 billion versus estimates of $4.42 billion. That lifted the entire sector. Micron jumped 6%, Intel rocketed 12% higher, and ASML posted strong order numbers that sent its shares surging on robust AI infrastructure demand. Seagate Technology stole the show with a 17% surge after the CEO said agentic AI will drive, quote, a sustained and meaningful increase in data generated and stored, which was music to investors' ears for data center storage demand. In corporate earnings today, Starbucks jumped 6% as revenue climbed to $9.9 billion, with same-store sales up 4%. The first transaction growth in 8 quarters. CEO Brian Nichols says the, quote, back to Starbucks turnaround strategy is working ahead of schedule. AT&T rose 5% after beating earnings expectations, with Q4 revenue up 3.6% to $33.5 billion, driven by strong fiber and 5G subscriber growth. The company also announced a new $10 billion buyback program. So getting back to Amazon, in shocking corporate news, Amazon announced it's cutting 16,000 jobs, its second massive layoff in just 3 months after eliminating 14,000 positions in October. Combined, this represents the largest workforce reduction in Amazon's history as the company redirects capital towards AI infrastructure and data center buildouts. Gold prices surged past $5,300 per ounce to fresh all-time highs today, up more than 20% year-to-date. Goldman Sachs just raised its year-end 2026 target to $5,400 from $4,900, citing sticky macro policy hedges and robust central bank buying. A weakening dollar and policy uncertainty are driving the precious metals rally, with silver also jumping hard. So there's a few after-hours catalysts as well. All eyes are now turning to tonight's blockbuster earnings from Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla, 3 of the Magnificent 7 stocks reporting after the bell. These results could set the tone for tech stocks heading into February. So in closing, like I said, a very busy day today. The S&P made history at 7,000. The Fed stayed put. Chip stocks caught fire on AI demand, and gold hit stratospheric new highs, while Amazon cut tons of jobs. And then tomorrow we'll digest these massive tech earnings tonight that are happening to see if the rally actually does have legs. So that's the market wrap up. Hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.